Okay. Good morning friends. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போற தலைப்பு மார்ஃபாலஜி ஆஃப் ஃப்ளவரிங் பிளான்ட்ஸ். Okay. So morphology of flowering plants. Morphology is talk about external appearance. It is mainly talk about external appearance. Okay. So external appearance. So when we talk about morphology, this is a plant. Okay, the plant la pathinga appadina they have a root system and shoot system. Okay, mainly there are two systems we are going to talk about. One is the root system, the morphology. The root system we are going to talk about. Another one is we are going to talk about shoot system. Okay, so these two are main in the plant. Okay, the root system below this underground, okay, below this ground, so above this ground. Okay, so below, above, so rendu vechi nama paaka porom. Okay, root system and shoot system. So root system pathinga appadina it start from those radical regions. It start from this radical regions. They have three types of root. Okay, this is tap root system. Okay, tap root. They have a primary root. This is a main root which is developed from here, from the bottom to this level. This is called tap root. This root it is called primary root. From the primary root we have another one is it is developed. This is called secondary root. Among the secondary there is another one is it is developed. This is called a tertiary root. Okay, so tertiary. Okay, so primary one, the topmost, and that this is secondary one, small this hairy like one, it is tertiary roots. Okay, so the roots. And when we come to the shoot system they have a stem, node, internode, leaf, flower. Okay, flower and fruits. Okay, these are the thing which is present the plants. Okay, this thing we are going to study now. Okay, we are going to study the root system, how it's developed, how it is morphologically appear, and shoot system how it's look like, and morphologically how it look like, how it will help us, and what are the uses they are doing. Okay, and all we are going to see one by one. Okay, now this is the external appearance of these plants. Okay, so now we move to this the root. Okay, root, I said that root it does start from this. Root it does start from this radical regions. Okay, root it will start from this radical region. When you talk about root, this is a root. Okay, which is the root. Okay, this regions. Okay, so the regions is when you talk about the root. Okay, this is a region. This cup shaped region we called as root cap, or it is we called as calyptra. Okay, calyptra. Okay, this region, and that's the region. Okay, region of meristem. Region of meristem. Okay, region of meristem, this region. Okay, the second region, this region we call as region of elongation, and here some hairs, root hairs. Then this is region of maturation. Okay, they have four regions. The first region, when you talk about the root cap, this is a tip regions. Okay, it is like a cup shaped structure. Okay, this is a cup shaped structure. This is which is called as calyptra. It's a root cap. Okay, it is which is called as calyptra or root cap. Region of meristem. Okay, this is a region, it is the keep on cell division is occur. Okay, and the cell division they need a two main thing is one is cytoplasm, another one is they need nucleus. Okay, it is rich amount of cytoplasm and nucleus which is present in the meristematic region. Through these things they are keep on the cell divide and it is matured. Okay, the region of meristem. Next region it is called as elongation. It is large number of vacuole is present. Okay, large number of vacuole, this the region is present. Okay, so here it is increase the length. Okay, So the region which is cell division, cytoplasm, nucleus, which is present meristem regions, elongation, that is large number of vacuole is present, and increased length. And here we have a root tears, maturations, and permanent tissues which is present over here. The permanent tissues which started to present here. This is a region which is present in the root. The root system நம்ம பார்த்தோம். ஓகே, இதான் ரூட்னு பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா? இந்த ரூட்ல இந்த மாதிரி ரீஜன்ஸ்ல இருக்கு. எந்த ரீஜன்ஸ்? ரூட் கேப் இருக்கு, ரூட் ரீஜன் ஆஃப் மெரிஸ்டம், ரீஜன் ஆஃப் எலாங்கேஷன், ரீஜன் ஆஃப் மெச்சுரேஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி இந்த ரூட்ல இருக்கு. இந்த ரூட் எதுல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது? இட் ஸ்டார்ட் ஃப்ரம் திஸ் ரேடிக்கல் ரீஜன். ஒரு சீட்ல ரேடிக்கல் ரீஜன்ல இருந்து அது டெவலப் ஆச்சுன்னா that region we called as root. And the root, it is divided into three categories. One is tap root, another one is fibrous root, another one is advantageous root. Okay, the root is further divided into three categories: tap root, fibrous root, advantageous root. Tap root, it is they have a main root, okay, followed by primary, that root is called primary root, and followed by secondary root, followed by that secondary root is called as tertiary roots. And this fibrous root is bunch of root material which is present in over there. Advantageous root, other than root system, any part of the plant, either it is developed from the node region or it is stem, it is the root which is taller, which is called as advantageous root. This is very common in maize, solam, aduthu sugarcane. This kinds of roots very common in this things where maize and sugarcane. Normally root, they have functions. What is the function? It is storage. Okay, it is storage. Okay, and other than that storage, they have also mechanical support. Okay, root, it will store and they'll do mechanical functions, and other also the root, it's do some vital functions. Okay, so the root, it is helping to store the food material. The root, it is stored to help us to mechanical support. The root also playing vital function in the plant. So root, tap root, fibrous root, and advantageous root, and it is help us in the form of storage. It help us in the form of mechanical support. It is also help us in the vital functions. Okay. Okay, when you talk about root, it is, okay, they have a positively geotrophic. But negatively phototrophic. Okay, positively geotrophic, negatively phototrophic. Okay, and there is no pigments. Okay, no chloroplast, and photosynthesis is absent. Okay, chloroplast and photosynthesis are absent in this plant. Okay, so root system. And when we move to this root, okay, so root, it is already said it, tap root, fibrous root, advantageous root. Okay, and based on this storage, okay, the root, how they are divided into category. Okay, based on the storage, okay, of food material which is store. Okay, which is they divide into four category. Okay, this first thing root is called as, okay, it's called as tuberous root. Okay, the tuberous root, okay, mostly this storage root are fleshy. Okay, the roots are more fleshy and also swollen. Okay, they are more fleshy and swollen. Okay, and why it is more fleshy and swollen? For the storage of food material. Okay, so mainly what kind of food material they store? They store starch food material. Then this, based on this storage, they are divided into four categories: storage, tuberous root, and for this conical root, fusiform. Okay, fusiform root, tuberous root, conical roots. Okay, and naviform roots. Based on the storage, the roots are divided into 4 categories: tuberous root, conical root, fusiform root, and this napiform root. So tuberous root we main name is tuberous like root, which is present in sweet potato. Tuberous root which is present in sweet potato. Conical root which is present in carrot. Okay, so carrot root which is present. Okay, carrot which is present conical forms. Okay, and napiform root which is present. Okay, turnip. Okay, napiform which is present in turnip, and fusiform which is present in it is radish. Okay, so based on the storage, the roots are divided into tuberous, conical, fusiform, napiform. So tuberous root sweet potato, conical root it is carrot, fusiform radish, napiform it's turnips. And the root it is another thing is I said it, the root it is helping to storage, and the root which is helping to mechanical support also. One side it is helping to another root it is helping the mechanical support. What are the mechanical support which is doing? Okay, this is a mechanical support. So based on the mechanical support, the roots are further divided into category. Okay, so pneumatophore. Okay, pneumatophore. This is pneumatophore which is called as also breathing roots. Okay, the breathing roots are respiratory roots. Breathing root, respiratory root, which is present in Rhizophora. Okay, so this kinds of root it is present in halophytes plants. It is called as breathing roots or respiratory roots. Mainly they absorb oxygens. Okay, so mainly the roots which is help us gaseous exchange. Okay, so pneumatophore it is also called breathing root, also called respiratory roots, which is present in Rhizophora. Mainly they can absorb O2, oxygen. Why? It is converted to gaseous exchange one place to another place. ஒரு பிளேஸ்ல இருந்து இன்னொரு பிளேஸ் கடத்துவதற்கு இந்த pneumatophore உதவுச்சு. Now already said that root are negatively they are positively geotrophic, negatively phototrophic. Roots are positively geotrophic, negatively phototrophic, but that pneumatophore exceptional because they are positively phototrophic, negatively geotrophic. So they are positively phototrophic and is negatively geotrophic. It is the one which is present in pneumatophore. Sorry, next we move to this another root we called as so another root is called as nodulated root. What is nodal? So the root they have a nodule shape, nodule like structure which is present. Why? Because they want to fix atmospheric nitrogen, fixation atmospheric nitrogen, which is kinds of root is present in soya bean, green gram, black gram, and this groundnut plants. So this kinds of root which is present nodal in the root, they have a nodal shape because they enable to fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. So this roots it's called as nodulated roots. This is for a mechanical support. And another thing is the root is which is help us. Sorry, this root is another main role is playing vital role. So this roots which is called as one is I said it nodulated root, another one is the next root is we called as clinging so this is nodulated root. Another root is photosynthetic root. This photosynthetic root, photosynthetic root. This kinds of root which is present in Trapha and Ctenospora. Trapha and Ctenospora. Sorry friends, this is not a mechanical support. This is a vital function. This is not a mechanical support. This is a vital function. So this root is used also played pneumatophore, nodulator, and also it is used as a photosynthesis. And this root is also it is doing one more function, which is it's used for floating. Okay, floating roots. This kinds of root is which is present in Eichhornia. Okay, floating on the water. Eichhornia. Okay, Eichhornia. Okay, floating. They are floating on the water. Okay, so this is hydrophytic plants. The floating roots are present. So these roots are it is called as floating roots. Okay, and the roots. Okay, it is helping. Okay, it is this clinging root. Okay, clinging roots. Root I said is pneumatophore, which is breathing, cages exchange. Nodulator root, it is fixing atmospheric region. Root, it is able to do photosynthesis, especially Trapha and Dinophora. Roots also floating on the water. Example, it is Eichhornia. Clinging root. This kinds of root which is present in orchids plants. It is present. Okay. First I said that it is based on this uses. Okay, the storage. Then vital function. Now the root is also helping to mechanical support. Sorry, previously I said it wrong. Extremely strong. Okay, this is mechanical support. Okay, what is a mechanical support? It is doing. This root is mainly it is helping to prop root. Okay, prop or which is called as prop root or pillar root. Okay. This kinds of root is present in Ficus. Okay, Ficus bengalensis. Okay, arasam marad alamarathil irukku. Okay, so prop root, the pillar. Okay, the main root is which is present, and also daughter roots also present. Okay? This is called as prop root. We called as another root we called as stilt root. Stilt root. Okay, this kinds of root is present in maize and sugarcane. Okay. This is an advantageous root which is other than the root section. It is the prop root, stilt root. It is not a main root. It is started from this nodal regions or other than root section. They can develop any area of this stem or node, internode. They can develop the prop root and stilt root. Okay, so stilt root it is mainly occur in maize and sugarcane. So okay, this is a main example. Another was root. It is mechanical support. It is also doing climbing root. Okay, climbing root. Okay, climb. Okay, for the climbing purpose. So this kinds of root is mainly present in this piper. Okay, piper. Okay, this is we called as tobacco plants. Piper. Vethalai idu irukku. Okay, vethalai it is climbing purpose. Okay, another root is it is mainly it is doing. Okay, that root is foliar root. Okay, foliar root. The root is mainly not only this, it is root, it is foliar, right? This kinds of root is present in bryophyllum. So root is helping, it is mechanical support, vital function and storage. Okay, not only this, the root it is also the root function, this main root is absorption. Okay, main root function is absorption, anchoring. Fix the plant in that position. Okay, absorption of water and mineral particle from the downstairs to upstairs and anchoring. Fix the plant into the soil, and the root is helping to the erosion, soil erosion. Okay, avoid soil erosions. Okay, mannaripa tadukkudu. So this kinds of things which we are studying in the root. Next we move to this stem. Okay, root we have seen it. Okay, root, three types of root. Okay, stem. Okay, tap root, advantageous root, fibrous root. So root it is help us for storage, it is help us for mechanical support, it help us for vital functions, either in the form of pneumatophore, gaseous exchange, nitrogen fixing, clinging on the space, or photosynthetic, or it is help us prop root, stilt root, or it is foliage root. It does also do some vital function. Now we move to the stem. Okay, when you look at the stem, okay, so this is a stem. Now it is root system, it is over. Now we are going to study this shoot system. Shoot, it is where it developed. It is over. Okay, it is developed from this plumule region. Okay, it is developed from this plumule regions. Root stem, it is developed from this in the embryo. Plumule region, they are developed. Okay, so the root, we have seen it. Now stem, it is, they are divided into three main category. One is underground stem. Okay, and underground stem. Another one is aerial stem. Okay, aerial stem. And third part is, okay, here sub-aerial stem. Okay, so stem, it is modified into underground stem, aerial stem, sub-aerial stem. The stem, it is modified. This stem, okay, modified into, okay, in the form of underground stem, aerial stem, sub-aerial stem. Okay, so underground stem, okay, underground stem, they have a four main things. Bulb, the bulb which is present in onion, garlic, okay, onion and garlic. Okay, then rhizome which is present in ginger and turmeric. Okay, rhizome. And banana also belongs to rhizome. Banana, okay, valamaram. Okay, banana also, it is developed from this rhizome, banana. Okay, and this another thing is, okay, so next one is, we move to this rhizome, bulb, and another one is corn. Okay, this is present in colocasia. Okay, rhizome. Then the last one is tuber, it is, which is present in potato. Okay, the potato does mainly, okay, the potato which is present, okay, it is mainly the roots are present. Okay, this potato, where it is, okay, it is arise from this, the potato, normally potato, it is arise from the axillary buds. The potato, it is arise from the axillary buds. Okay, or we call as eyes of this potato. Okay, that is example. This is mainly vegetative reproduction. Okay, so vegetative reproduction only, that is tuber. Okay, tuber, it is arise from the axillary buds. Okay, the axillary buds. Okay, you cannot, okay, the potato, you can be able to differentiate it into node and internode. We can differentiate into node and internodes. Okay, and this potato, they can able to produce scaly leaves. Okay, they can produce into scaly leaves. Okay, the scaly leaves. Okay, so this axillary buds, where it arises, okay, mainly they are arise axillary foot from the tuber arise. The axillary buds arise, where it arises, it is arise from this axillary buds, where it is comes from, it is comes from node regions. So it comes from this nodal region. So because it is very essential, because I keep on insisting, either bulb, rhizome, ginger, corn. So rhizome, it is ginger plant, turmeric plant, banana also arising. Corn, it is colocasia. Tuber, it is, we call it as potato. It belongs to Solanaceae family members, and they have things, axillary buds. This is mainly arise. So arise, the bud is normally arise from the nodal region. It is with the vegetative reproduction, where it is eyes, it is the axillary buds. They are differentiated into node and internode, so they can able to bear the scaly leaves. Okay, this is a modification of underground stem. Next, we move to this aerial stems. Okay, aerial stem. So aerial stem, what are the aerial stem we are going to see? Okay, what are the aerial? Another name we call as, okay, this is epiterranean. Okay, the aerial or epiterranean. Okay, so aerial also same name, or epiterranean also same name.
Scaly leaves means?
Scaly means small, like leaves. Okay, scaly means it's a small. Okay, scaly, small. Okay, minute leaves. Okay, small leaves. Okay, So it is when you leave a potato many days, okay, small, it is kurut maru chinnada irukum, okay. This is called as scaly leaves, okay. Right. Next it is epiteradian, okay. Epiteradian, or it is we call as subaerial at we call. So there's now it is said is they are modified into tendril. This is mainly present cucumber plants, okay, cucumber, okay, and this other Cucurbitaceae family members, okay, like it is bottle gourd, rich gourd plant. This is the tendril. It is very common, okay. Now it is phylloclade, okay, the stem modified into leaf, okay, which is very common in Opuntia. Why? To avoid transpiration of water. This is a phylloclade, one of those xerophytic adaptations, okay. This is a Opuntia. The leaf, the stem, it is modified into leaf, okay. It is leaves because of this avoid transpiration. It is one of the xerophytic adaptation, okay. Xerophytic adaptation, phylloclade. So tendril, which is common in cucumber and this Cucurbitaceae family member. Phylloclade, it is which is present Opuntia. Next, it is the stem, it is modified into thorn. This kinds of things which is occur in this, okay, bougainvillea, okay. That is we called as bougainvillea. So stem modified into thorn, and stem modified into bulbul, okay. So this is it's present in Ruscus, and cladode, stem modified into cladode, okay. So stem modified into cladode, okay. So I am writing here stem modified into cladode. So here I said that what is the difference between phylloclade and cladode? Stem modified into leaf. But here, instead of stem, the node are petiole regions. Okay, one of the petiole region modified into leaf, which is called as cladode, which is present in this aerial, and this are epiteradian modifications. Okay. Next, we move to this. Okay. First, we have seen it. This underground modification: rhizome, bulb, corm, tuber. Now we move to this, and we have seen it: tendril, phylloclade, thorn, bulbul, and cladode. Now we are going to see this subaerial modification. Subaerial modification, or else the prostrate modification. Prostrate, or it is we call it abdi wheel padiva padindir prostrate. Okay, prostrate modification. Subaerial modification or prostrate stem modification. The prostrate modification, okay, runner. Okay, runner. Okay, and this kinds of plants that occur in chrysanthemum. Okay, runner, chrysanthemum. Okay, so next, offset. Offset, it is which is occur in pistia, or it's which is occur in Eichhornia, hydrophytic plant, which is very common. Offset for floating on the water, okay, floating on the water, okay. So Eichhornia also, it is example for offset. Stolon, okay, stolon, okay, stolon at sucker, okay, stolon, sucker. So these are the very common, okay, things which is occur in this subaerial modifications, okay, subaerial modification. Now we move to this. So first we have seen it, root system. Now stem, we have seen it, how it is modified into underground stem or aerial, subaerial. Okay. Now we move to this leaf. So when you look at the leaf, whether the leaf arranged is alternately or oppositely. Where the leaf, what are the things? Either they have a vein, veinlets, or on the base and all which is present. So the leaf, whether it is simple or compound leaf, which is and all we are going to see one by one. Okay. Now we move to this leaf. Leaf, okay. leaf. Okay, now we move to this leaf. Leaf, it is mainly divided into three category. Okay, leaf base. Okay, leaf mainly divided into three category. Leaf base. Okay, another one is leaf, it is further divided into category. Okay, this which is called as, okay, petiole, and another one is we call as lamina.
Example for sucker.
Sucker, it is mint. Okay, so leaf base, which mainly, okay, this leaf base we call as hypopodium. Okay, so petiole, okay, this petiole, it is mainly mesopodium, and this is epipodium. Okay, so petiole, it is mainly, okay, so sure. Sucker example, chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. Okay, chrysanthemum, it's an example for sucker. Okay, so stolen strawberry. Okay, stolen strawberry. Okay, and runner, you know that, oxalis. Okay, already I said it, offset is Icania pistia, it is example for this one. Okay, sucker, chrysanthemum, stolen for strawberry, runner for oxalis. Now this leaf area, okay, leaf area, it is mainly divided into this three category: leaf base, petiole, lamina, and this hypopodium, mesopodium, epipodium. Okay, other than that, the leaf, it is, they have a midrib. Okay, midrib, they have a leaf, they have a midrib. Okay, it's which is better than this, they have a stipules. So these are the content which is present in the leaf: leaf base, petiole, lamina, midrib, and stipule. So leaf base we call as hypopodium, and sometimes petiole we call as mesopodium, and this lamina also which called as epipodium. Either R, O, R. Okay, R, don't forget that. Okay, so leaf base we also called as hypopodium, mesopodium, and epipodium: lamina, petiole, and leaf base. Okay, now the venation. Okay, venation. Okay, venation, it is talk about. Okay, so in the leaf, okay, the leaf vein arrangement of the leaf, okay, arrangement of vein, okay, and veinlets, okay, in the leaf, which is called as venations. Okay, so venation, okay, arrangement of vein and veinlets, which is called as venation. Okay, so the venation, it is normally two types. Okay, two types. One is, okay, reticulate venation, another one is parallel venation. Okay, reticulate venation or parallel venation. Okay, two type of arrangement of vein and veinlets in this leaf, which is called as venation. Two types, they have two types of venation. One is reticulate venation, or else we call as parallel venation. So the reticulate or parallel, it is goes like this: unicostate or multicostate. Okay, so like it is parallel also, unicostate and multicostate, they have a different types which is present in this one. Okay, so either in the form of venation, which is present unique castate or multi-castate. Okay, likewise parallel also unique castate and multi-castate, which is present in this one. Okay. Now the types of leaves. Okay, I said it, the venation, the leaf types. Okay, the leaf types, it may be simple leaf or else compound leaf. Either the leaf it is very simple or else it is a compound leaf. It is the lanelets there, it is maybe parallel or reticulate. The parallel venation are unicastate or multicastate. Reticulate venation also unicastate and multicastate. The types of leaf, either it might be a simple or else a compound leaf. Okay. Now we move to this leaf. We have seen it. Okay. Next we move to this inflorescence. Inflorescence. Okay. Inflorescence. Okay. Inflorescence. So inflorescence. Okay. Arrangement of flower. Okay, arrangement of flower. Okay, on the floral axis, which is called as inflorescence. Okay, so inflorescence. Okay, so arrangement of flower on the floral axis, which is called as inflorescence. We have two types of inflorescence. Two types. One is the racemose. Another one is zymose. Okay, racemose inflorescence or else zymose inflorescence.
Castate means? Castate means C-O-S-T-A-T. Castate.
Cast.
Castate. C-O-S-T-A-T. Castate.
Okay, unique castate. Okay. Okay. So the leaf, it is the vein. Okay. Suppose this is a leaf. Okay. The vein, it is one area. It is developed. Center leaf. This is called as unique castate. Multi means more than. Like, okay, this uni means single vein. It is surrounded by the leaf. Multi means more than a one vein. Okay, from the top of the point, it will start to move. Okay, this is a unique castate. Okay, so now we move to this racemose and zymose. Okay, the inflorescence. This inflorescence, which is very present in this one. Okay, now other than that, it's some special type of inflorescence also we need to know that. Okay, one is special types. Verticillaster, which is present in Leucas plants. Okay, Leucas aspera. Okay, this verticillaster. And another one more important Cyathium. Okay. This kind of inflorescence, which is very common in Euphorbiaceae, but there is very good example for this Cyathium, which is Euphorbia. Okay, Euphorbia. So and another one is Hypanthodium. Okay, Hypanthodium. This kinds of things which is occur in ficus plant. Okay, Hypanthodium. Okay, Hypanthodium, which is very common in this. Very common in this where in this ficus plants. Okay, what is Hypanthodium? Hypanthodium, it's a special kind of inflorescence. Okay, so what it is? Okay, here the receptacle, they are fleshy and flask shaped in structures. So Hypanthodium, it is very common in ficus plants. Okay, ficus plants very common. So Cyathium very common. It is Cyathium. It is what happened? The involucre. Or cup shaped in structure. Okay, so here the receptacle whether in the form of fleshy and flask shaped in structure in the hypanthodium. So these are the very special type of inflorescence. Okay, so other than that cyanthium, okay, axillary vesicular like of things. Okay, inflorescence means arrangement of flower on the floral axis, which is called as inflorescence. And special type of inflorescence, that is verticillata, cyanthium, hypanthodium. Sometimes this is two, it may ask in this, very commonly asked, frequently asked in the NEET examination point of view. So, okay, next we move to this flower. Okay, next we move to this flower. When you talk about flower, okay, so some essential things are, okay, so the flower either hypokynous or perikynous. Okay, either the flower it is become a hypokynous flower or perikynous flower. Okay, so or else either epikynous flower. Okay, either hypal region or peri region or apical regions. Those are arrangements of flower. Okay, so when the flower, they have a main thing is they have several things that occur: calyx, okay, and corolla, androecium, gynoeciums, okay, and calyx, androecium, gynoecium, okay, and this pollen, anther, stamen. It goes on like this. Okay, so this is the part of flower, calyx and corolla. Okay, these things. Okay, so based on this, the flower it is vary. Okay, either epikynous flower, hypokynous flower, or perikynous flower. Okay, now when we move to this here, okay, so in the flower we are going to see assetivation. So assetivation, it is nothing but this arrangement of, okay, arrangement of floral parts, arrangement of floral parts, okay, on a floral bud. Okay, okay, assetivation, it is mentioning, but it is arrangement of floral parts on the floral bud. Okay, so they have 5 types of arrangements. One is valvate, okay, twisted or imbricate or quincuncial, finally vexillary. Okay, these are the 5 type of assetivation which is occur in the flower. Okay, valvate, twisted or imbricate. Either arrangement, it might be, see, so like arrangements. Okay, you might have seen it in your books. So this valvate, okay, or twist one after another, or else it is imbricate. Okay, either one it is goes inside, another is go inside. Okay, or it is quincuncial, or else vexillary, it is big one or small one. So this kinds of arrangement. Okay, so this is a very important questions normally asked. Either they'll give a diagram or it gives what is vexillary, twisted, imbricate or quincuncial, or they'll give an example for this vexillary, valvate things, and they'll ask question. Okay, valvate, it is very common in mustard. Okay, mustard, this kinds of valvate example. Okay, twisted is very common, it is lady's finger. Okay, lady's finger, twisted kinds of assetivation is very common, lady's finger. Or it is imbricate, it is very common in cassia. Okay, quincuncial, it is very common in ranunculus. Ranunculus. Okay, vexillary, it is very common in pea plant. Okay, PFABC members, they have a very common this kinds of arrangements. Okay, either they'll ask this kinds of diagram, they'll ask which arrangements, or they'll give a definition of valvate, twisted or implicate, quisquential or vexillary. What they'll ask is which type they may ask us, or else they give a diagram, it belongs to which category, or they give an example, this is which is either in the form of valvate or twisted or implicate or quisquential or vexillary, they may ask. Okay, so they'll ask. Okay, next we move to this. Next we move to this, okay, gynecium. Okay, so gynecium we have several things. Okay, so in the gynecium we are going to see placentation. Okay, placentation, it is nothing but, okay, arrangement of ovule, okay, within ovary. Okay, arrangement of ovule within the ovary, which is called as placentation. Here also 5 types again. Okay, marginal placentation, in the margin it is present. Okay, or axile placentation. Okay, or else a parietal placentation, or else free central placentation, or else finally basal placentation. So here also chances to ask question. Either they'll ask the which marginal examination placentation example, or it is definition, or it may be they give the diagram, they'll ask which kinds of placentation which is occur. Now we have moved to this marginal placentation. It is very common in pea plant. Margin, okay, the corner, okay, this corner the fruits will develop. So this another one is axile placentation. It is very common in China rose. Okay, rose, it is very common axile placentation, and this and tomato also this kinds of placentation occur. Okay, tomato this axile, and partial placentation is very common in mustard, kadugu. Okay, custard plants, it is very common. Precentral, it is very common in, okay, precentral, it is very common in dianthus. Okay, basal placentations very common in this. Okay, base, it is very common in fruits. I forgot to write, I'll tell you this when you the next class. Okay, basal one. So this is a bee plants, axil, okay, and parietal and precentral. And basal one I'll tell you the next class. Okay, this is a kinds of placentation which is occur in the gyneciums. Okay, now we come to this the end of this things. Okay, after flowering, next things we call as fruit formations. Okay, the fruit. Okay, fruit is ripened ovary. Okay, fruit nothing but it is a ripened ovary we called as fruits. Okay, ripened part of those things we called as ovary, which is we called as fruits. Okay, fruit is nothing but ripened part. Okay, ripened part. Okay, after fertilization. Okay, or fertilization of ovary, ripened part. Okay, this seed we call as seed, or ovary we call as fruit. So fruit, it is mainly 3 kinds. Okay, simple fruits, aggregate fruits, simple fruit, aggregate fruit. Okay, simple fruit, aggregate fruits. Okay, and another one is multiple fruits. Okay, the fruit, it may be a very simple, or else a aggregate, or else a multiple fruits. Okay, simple fruit, or it is multiple fruits, or aggregate fruit. Aggregate fruit very common. Okay, the polyalthia, polyalthia, or custard apple. Okay, very common this aggregate fruit. Simple fruit, which is very common in this. Okay, multiple form of fruits. Okay, so simple fruits, okay, further, and also one more thing is which is called as parthenocarpic. Okay, this is called as pseudo fruits or false fruits, we call as. This kinds of fruits very common in banana, okay, apple, okay, and this custard apple, sorry, apple and banana and these things, okay. This kinds of fruits is called as parthenocarpic. Without fertilization they can form a fruits which is called as parthenocarpic fruits. So, and another thing is when you move to this fruits, okay, and when you come to this multiple, okay, it is more than one fruits, okay, it is aggregate. So fruit, they have a three region, okay. One is epicarp, endocarp and mesocarp, okay. So the fruits, they consider three region: epicarp, endocarp and mesocarp regions. So this kinds of region very common, it's present in mango, okay. Mango have three regions: epicarp region, endocarp region, mesocarp region. But we normally eat, okay, this mesocarp region, we'll eat this mango, not we'll eat endocarp, okay. So endocarp, okay, it is mainly, okay, these things, okay, endocarp, okay. Another one kinds of fruits we call it drupe, or drupe we call it. This is very common in coconut, okay. This coconut part, which part is coconut, which part is edible? This part is, it is called as endosperm, okay. Which part is edible? It is endosperm, which is very edible, okay. So it is, we'll use, okay, endosperm, which is commonly we use, okay. So coconut, it is endosperm. So this, it is, we call as liquid, okay, endosperm, and also this is a cellular one, okay. So coconut part, okay, it's liquid endosperm we'll use, okay. It is, coconut is belong to drupe, T-U-R-P-U-P, okay, drupe, okay. So drupe with this, it is nothing but it is a fleshy fruits, okay, fleshy fruits. Drupe with this, it is nothing but it's a fleshy fruits, okay, fleshy fruits with skin and hard, okay, hard skin coat, okay, with this central seed, okay. So this is very common drupe. It is mainly present in coconut plants, okay, coconut plants. And this aggregate fruit is in mainly things. So aggregate fruits mainly formed because of, okay, multi carpellary ovary, okay, carpellary ovary. So aggregate fruits, why it is formed? Because of multi carpellary ovule, okay, ovary, or the ovary also, it is also apocarpus, okay. So we have a things, okay, either it is belongs to the multi aggregate fruits. Why it is formed? Because it is multi carpellary apocarpus ovary which is formed, okay, multi carpus, okay. This is which is present in berries and all this thing, okay. So parthenocarpic fruits, okay, without fertilization, okay, okay, parthenocarpic fruits without fertilization of ovule, okay, without fertilization of ovule it is formed, which is called as parthenocarpic fruits. Main example, banana, okay, it's banana which is called as, okay. And so then that pineapple, you might have, okay, pineapple, okay, pineapple, this is another, it is, you know that there is psoriasis, okay. Pineapple, jackfruit, it's belong to psoriasis, okay, psoriasis, the fruit, okay, psoriasis fruit, okay. This is mainly, it is composite inflorescence, okay. composite inflorescence. This is psoriasis fruits, pineapple, jackfruits, it are all very these things. Okay, this is mainly presented as Annona saivatus. Okay, this is a common fruit. When you study it, you will get it more things. Okay, next we move to this seed. Final stage we ended at. Seed, it is a ripened ovary. Okay, so ripened ovary or ovary, it is called a seed. Okay, seed, it is either it is form of endospermic, okay, so or non-endospermic. Okay, so either in the form of endospermic or in the non-endospermic. Either it is called as albuminous or non-X albuminous. Okay, the seed. So this is seed, it is ripened ovary, which is called. Now we move into this, the family based on this morphological characters. Okay, based on the morphological characters, we are going to study based on the morphology, the families. 5 family in our books. Okay, we have those things. Okay, Fabaceae. It's a pea plant, Fabaceae, and this pea plants, and Malvaceae, cotton family. Okay, Cruciferae, it's mustard family, Solanaceae, potato family. Okay, potato family, tomato. Okay, this belongs to Solanaceae family members. Okay, and this Liliaceae, it is just also called lily. Okay, so here it is main one thing is how the plant it is useful for human being. Okay, suppose for example pea. Okay, pea it is useful as a cereals. Okay, cereals, nuts, which is used from the Fabaceae family. Okay, cereals, nuts, and how it is useful for medicines and all. Okay, you know that. Cotton is used for clothing. Okay, clothing preparation, Malvaceae family member. And Cruciferae, it's a mustard. Okay, it's used as a oil preparations, which is using. Okay, the Malvaceae. Fabaceae it is used as a pulse mainly. Okay, pulses. Okay, Liliaceae it is used as a cereals. Okay, Liliaceae it is used as cereal and flowers. Okay, Solanaceae which is also potato, tomato. Okay, brinjal, and belongs to same family member. Okay, so it is used, and here we need to know that only we need to know how it is useful for us. Okay, useful things, and they have a floral diagram. Okay, how it does look like based on this. Okay, either they have a bracteate, or when we don't have a bracteate, we call as ebracteate. If it is androecium present, how many? 5 or 6 or 10. If it is gynoecium, okay, this female, with 2 or 3 it's which is present, gynoecium. And this anther, okay, this carpal, corolla, okay, and this petal P. So this kinds of formula, floral formula, which is given in your book, you can read it, observe it, and it might ask this floral diagrams. Okay, so this is floral diagram. When they'll give this belongs to which category, how many androecium, gynoecium, or petal, sepals which is present in the plant, they may ask in your exams. You know that. Okay, so these are the things we are studied in the flowering, morphology of flowering plants, right? So when you have doubt, you can ask us or join us as soon as possible along with us. Okay, so you need to register today or tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So pay this things. Will whenever you have a doubt, you can contact with us. We can clarify it. We can answer your questions. Not only this, we will get a nice material, online material, and this offline material also. You can get it when you register. Okay, thank you.